I did not do it, Oscar. Hello, everybody. We are live and rocking and rolling. Welcome to the Wednesday. I did not do it, Oscar. Nashkel Homebrew. We have
Hello,
with
everybody.
us our
We are
players live and rocking and rolling. Nick, since you are the only one gracing us with your presence on camera, how are you tonight?
I'm doing all right. A little tired, but happy to play D&D.
Since you are the only one gracing us with your presence on camera, how are you tonight?
I'm doing all right.
Perfect. All right, we have sound. We have. Let's go ahead and finish the roll call real quick. We have with us Samantha,
Hello, hello, hello.
and we have Logan.
Hello.
We have Ashley.
Hi, guys.
That's awesome. So I know that a lot of our viewers are here and watch me on YouTube as well because of I am willing to ask the tough questions that other people are afraid to ask, delve into the realms of the unknown that others do not. And tonight is no different. So tonight we're starting off with what is your favorite flavor of ice cream? And before you get all whiny there, people watching, no, we did not talk about this before. Before we talked about what would you get from an ice cream truck. That's a totally different conversation.
It definitely is.
True.
I'm sorry, I blanked out. What was the question again?
What's your favorite type of ice cream?
Yes.
Ice cream flavor.
Okay.
And so to start us off with, we will go with Logan, who plays Krek. Does Krek have a favorite ice cream flavor? If he did, and what is yours?
I've got no idea, and mine is, I don't know. There's a lot of ice cream, and almost all of it is all really good. I do tend to like chocolate ice creams more, though. I don't know. I just, in general, I don't have like a
Okay,
particular one I like. I just like chocolate ice cream, I guess.
that's fair.
That's
And what
valid.
about you, Tusk slash Nick?
Well, for me, my favorite ice cream would have to be chocolate chip peanut butter, Tillamook specifically. Um,
Oh, that's so good.
yeah. And for Tusk, I'm gonna say mint chocolate chip or Rocky Road. I think that would be what he would like.
And chocolate chip is good.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and
Everyone
that
else
does
is
bring us
wrong.
to Kithry slash Ashley. What would
I like Logan like a lot of types of ice cream. Well, let's start with Kithry. Kithry, I would think, likes just plain vanilla ice cream, probably the kind that they get almost every single time they're in Nashkel. I like to imagine that she's picked up a habit or two from Jen and she just drizzles honey over the top of it. As for me, you can't really go wrong with cookies and cream. That's pretty good. I also like mint chip. If you guys didn't realize that, again, if you don't like it, you're wrong. Sorry.
I'm sorry you like toothpaste flavored ice cream, but
Wow.
All right, and what about Genesis slash Mantha?
I just want to take a second and look at how Logan's toothpaste is apparently also chocolate flavored.
that's not what I was
Nothing wrong
talking
with that.
about.
They have bacon flavored toothpaste.
Yeah,
I'm
You do
but
talking about
you.
not.
mint ice
As long
cream
as you're brushing your
tastes like
teeth, I don't care.
toothpaste.
Anyway, see, like, I'm the weirdo, and I can never have one kind of ice cream at a time. Like, I,
Oh
I
yeah.
always, I always get two or
Neapolitan ice
more.
cream. Boom.
So like, I am like really into chocolate.
I
So like
just
if
do
there's
that.
like a chocolate brownie thunder or like any of those like really exorbitant like chocolate ones, I will absolutely go for that one. And in addition to that, uh I think normally like mint chip with the chocolate
Mm.
stuff. You know, it's a good combination. As for Genesis, I think given the choice, she would go for like a raspberry cheesecake.
Very nice, very nice. So I would argue that there really isn't asking some people their favorite ice cream flavor isn't really fair. It's like saying, what do you like to drink? Because depending on the
Water.
situation, it depends on what you're eating for ice cream. There are times, you go to the highfalutin Ben and Jerry's or some of these specialty ice cream places. Yeah, you're going to get the really crazy chunky monkey or these other weird things that are very rich and very good, but it's not something you would eat all the time, as opposed to something like a chocolate chip, which varies greatly depending on who makes it. Some of them are awesome, some of them are terrible. So it really varies as far as what you're eating and why you're eating it. Are you just waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning on a binge, or you're sad and you just want to stuff your face? That's a different flavor of ice cream than you're going out with the family and just going to have a one scoop and enjoy it. So
Okay.
that is my argument.
Maybe
That's
controversial opinion, but Ben and Jerry's is not only overpriced, it's way overrated.
I agree. I don't think it's controversial. Then again, we're siblings, so maybe we're both crazy.
All right,
It's more.
so but the my answer is, if I have a go-to, it's Baskin Robbins first of all, and um, if I'm they actually did away with my favorite ice cream, which was the French Baskin Robbins French vanilla. It was like sunshine yellow, or extremely bright yellow, and they did away with it for some reason. I don't know why. I was very sad when they did.
No.
So I still like their version of chocolate chip, and their from there it's like they have a couple pralines and cream, baseball nut. There's several of them. So Baskin Robbins is my typical go-to if I'm rich and feeling like spending a lot for ice cream. Um, Other than that, I really don't have. I'm more of a basic guy. Give me vanilla, give me even a strawberry every once in a while.
That just reminded me because, like, those huge, like, tubs they have to, like, scoop out of at Baskin Robbins? Well, I don't know where she got it, but my mom bought one of those 5-gallon tubs of ice cream, and we had ice cream forever. It was
That sounds
Nice.
exactly like your mom.
Oh yeah, no, she did that a
You
few
can buy them
times.
from Baskin Robbins, by the way. They will sell them to you.
Yeah, but she got them real cheap,
she
so
she
not
absolutely
Baskin
would have found them
Robbins.
on sale, like no
Yeah.
question.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
So now that we have answered life's questions, let us move on to D&D and remind ourselves what was happening since the GM failed at updating the message of the day. We're going to have to rely on our memory going back 2 weeks, because last week we did our monthly campaign, where we had a character ripped apart and eaten, one of our
Hmm.
player characters, by a giant demon prince, two-headed demon prince,
That was fun.
to start the session. Um, but before that, we were under Nashkel. We were looking through. We just finished a huge fight you guys had moved up into the kitchen and taken a rest. Um,
Mhm.
Mantha, do you or who would like to remind us what happened after you guys finished your long rest?
I believe we headed back towards that room with the giant split in it because there was a door that we decided, we should take a rest before going through that door, huh? Um, and
2 doors,
through
but we only went through one.
well, there's that. Um, and there was a passageway that led off of that one that led to a statue at the other end
Correct.
with
Mhm.
illusion, or was it? Yeah, it was
Mhm.
illusory magic on it.
Mhm.
It was, I think it was like a golden statue, uh, and there was a body on the ground.
And a
That
trap.
Jen, hmm?
And a trap.
That Jen almost got caught in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's fine, fine. Yeah, so when
And
Jen checked out the body, this massive scythe came down, and Jen figured out that that scythe would have like stolen your soul. So that's fun.
Mhm.
And out of that hallway, I believe there was some rubble that Jen sent Piper over and then used Mage Hand to open the door on the other side of that rubble because we didn't want to dig it out. And then we realized that there was a secret passageway that we missed. And I think that's where we left off. Please, somebody jump in with the rest of the stuff.
Roughly, we kind of figured out that the room would kind of led to this weird hallway that we kind of looked into, but not really. So we went back and looked at it more and found the secret door. Um, yeah, we did look a little bit and mess around a little bit in the temple area, and yeah, the other offshoot hallway that we spent a good chunk of the session in was largely collapsed with rubble, leaving much of it unexplorable. Yeah.
All right. So you had, with the creative use of a familiar and mage hand together, you were able to open the door on the other side of the collapsed rubble, which led into the room that
Mhm.
you're about to enter. And you saw a bunch of crates and other things in there. Um, but that was all you saw. And then, so you figured out there was something here. And then that's what led you to come back around and search again and find the secret door,
Mhm.
which you have now opened. And your tokens should be unlocked. So feel free to move about the cabin.
Okay. We'll wait for those ahead of me to move forward.
Ashley, that's you.
Ah, I don't have the map
I
open.
knew she was
Sorry.
looking at something else.
I
yeah,
didn't have the map open.
Ashley, like we practiced. Mhm. Yeah,
All right. Go ahead and Tusk, go ahead and move 10 feet. Correct, move 10 feet.
there we go. Nope. Nope.
Oh no.
This is fine.
All right. So as Genesis steps around, so first of all, let's remind ourselves of what we're looking at here.
I will never get over the fear of just when the DM like unexpectedly locks the tokens, just jolt right up your spine.
So you do see the large crates bags, barrels scattered, not scattered, but placed throughout the room. Um, as we've seen more than once now, there's this trickle of water coming mostly along the bottom, but it's also trickling a little bit down the wall and then goes across the floor. Again, this is something that's if you have like a air conditioning leak in your house or something like that, it's very less than an inch, not even close to that, um, barely moving water that's going across into and out the door that Piper went through. And there's the other thing of interest is this large hole. It's very symmetrical, so it's almost like somebody made a pit trap or something like similar to that big 10 foot by 10 foot square in the floor and then filled it in with rubble. So as Genesis, neither one of them stepped into the rubble, but as Genesis steps to the side, uh, Tusk's axe gives a warning, and the crate in front of Genesis breaks open. The three walls of the crate fall down, crash down.
That's fun.
Love that little
Oh,
effect.
And you
Yeah.
see a creature there. That is not it. Where is it? Hold
Is
on.
it fluffy?
You could say
Is it
that,
warm
yes.
and soft and a friend?
Not a
Mm,
friend yet. I have
we do
so
have
much
two
now.
ways of taming it as a friend.
All right, I'm sorry. I looking at a picture and it does not seem right. While I am doing that, go ahead and roll initiative.
I'd rather not.
All right, so it looks like their stream that I did not actually label the right one. I did not. All right, yeah, okay, this is right. Okay, good. All right, just towering almost full 10 feet is this huge abomination that's grotesque. It has been stitched together by different body parts have been stitched together. Um, the skin is stretched. You can tell it's even different creatures, different types of skin. Um, most of it is human, but you see some that are scales, uh, and or you presume it's humanoid. Um, it's hard to tell whether flesh is elven or dwarven or human, but you get the point. It's stitched
Flesh is
together,
real.
and definitely not normal, not a natural creature that appears in the forest. Um, it probably does give very good hugs, but I don't know if we would call it fluffy.
I mean, it gives the hugs that never end. They will be the last thing you ever feel.
All right, and we have rolled for initiative, so not surprisingly, Genesis, you get to go first
Crack
since you
does
are
not
right
roll
there.
right.
Drink. So I do want to point out real quick for those of you who have not been on Fantasy Grounds since Tuesday, the 14th of December, they did make some updates on Wednesday. So you can see here the different drop downs on the side now. Instead of being little tabs, they're now drop downs. I know for DMs, they made a lot of changes, although I haven't actually used a lot of it. I do watch the Saturday show where they talk about the upcoming changes and give demos and such. So I've seen a lot of this in action now that they've actually pushed it out to the world. We'll be able to messing with this tonight, learning how the new setup is. Not major changes, but just more logistical and how you do things that you've done all along.
Mhm.
All right, so Genesis, what would you like to do?
Not be in front of it, that's for one. Um,
So you are nimble enough to where you do not get hit by the falling side.
well,
And these do not shatter. Looks like they were made to do this.
pretty heckin' rude. Um, you know what?
I know a
I
sister who.
I think that when Jen sees this, she's like, I really don't want that close to me. And so she's just immediately going to cast Dissonant Whispers. Um and I think because, like she'd previously seen into the room, she was not carrying her rapier. I think that makes sense. So she like just kind of immediately whips out the flute and I mean, the rest of the party has heard it like a million times, but she brings it up to her lips and just kind of lets out like a screeching sound. Um, and casts Dissonant Whispers at whatever the heck this thing is.
All right. Um, Give me just a second.
And you know what? We're going to do it at
All right, go
second
ahead
level.
and drop it on it. Let's see if it's going to do what it's supposed to do.
And I
All
did
right,
that at
so
second level.
as the
Wait,
large red X indicates, it failed its save.
I'm over here wondering. It had two dice. Did it have advantage or disadvantage?
You can make a Arcana check to see if you would know that.
You know what? I will. You want that in the tower?
Yes, please.
Okay, my tower is buried somewhere. Give me a sec.
30 feet. Why did you share that? I don't know why you shared it, but okay. 11.
So, for anybody that is unfamiliar with Dissonant Whispers, um, because it failed its save, it takes damage, and it must immediately use its reaction to move as far as its speed allows away from you. So, like, she just wants it on the other side of the room.
You're not sure. Is this clearly some sort of magical creature? So you're presuming that it was that it has some sort of protection against magic, but you're not sure for sure.
Okay, cool.
All right. Anything else?
I, I think because the dissonant whispers work, she's just kind of just stand there and watch, and she's like, "Okay, Tusk, it's up to you." And surprise, it's his turn now.
Yeah. All right. So Tusk is going to run into the room, and as he runs, he's going to jump over the pit as he goes using his boots, able to jump real far, and move right up to the flesh golem. And
Give
start
me a
whacking at it.
percentile.
Okay.
So there's a 15% chance that something bad
Uh-uh.
happens when he lands on this loose board. Okay, he did not. All right, go ahead.
Okay. And yeah, he's gonna make his oh yeah, he's just gonna make his reckless Great Webmaster attacks at it. Not raging just yet. Doo-doo. Hit. $14 hits. Nice. Alrighty. As I'm just reminding myself of my stuff. That will be all for now. So he just kind of runs into the room, kind of takes a almost like a 3-step long jump over the pit as he kind of is moving along, and then kind of just as he kind of runs up, he kind of assesses the creature, and then makes kind of two chops down on him, like kind of aiming for like it's where it's like kind of stitch on the shoulder, kind of trying to undo that a little bit as he damages him. And yeah, that's my turn.
Very nice. All right, and non-magical weapons. Okay, cool. All right, so Kithri.
Okay. Well, it's not a friend, unfortunately.
Well, you guys didn't bother to talk to it or even see. You just immediately attacked it and cast spells against it.
That's fair. Jen also
I
did not want it right next to her, so
Okay, I'm not gonna make any assumptions. We murder hobo. That's how we do D&D here. It's fine.
Had this been a beast, then you guys wouldn't have attacked it right away.
I mean, she did ask if it was something, fluffy.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay. Mm,
Um. Oh, you have your.
My
Do you still have your? Let me
bonus
see.
action,
You know
yes.
your earplugs. Okay. Just making sure because you're in darkness right now.
Mm,
Because Crack is still outside the door.
Yeah. She almost always wears them. But I will try to make it a point to let you know if she is or isn't.
All right, and I'm sorry. You said you used your bonus action to disengage.
So with the mobile feat, I don't have to. If I make an attack against something, whether I hit or miss, I can disengage for free. Or I
All right.
don't provoke opportunity attacks from anything that I make an attack against.
Alrighty. Are you finished? Strength -2.
Yes, sorry.
All right, and by the way, I had fixed Mantha's, Genesis stuff. Are you still under the effects of your ghostly encounter. Let's see. Strength.
Hope not.
Okay, so we did it the correct way. All right, so let me go ahead and remove those. You no longer have a -2 strength.
By the way, Crack is not the only one with light. Jen also has light cast on herself. I have it down on my character
Yeah.
twice. Oops.
I don't really want to burn a spell slot yet. Where is Jen going?
Jen just evacuates.
All right, yes, you both have light on, so. Oh, it's still accurate.
I don't want to burn spell slots yet, so I'll just use Eldritch Blast, I guess.
All right, you're going to have a -2 to hit from there.
Why?
Oh, you have Smell Sniper, don't you? All right, never mind.
Yeah.
You're good. Actually, all it does that do things beyond doubling your range?
It ignores partial cover.
Okay,
Something.
go for it.
Oh,
Oof.
great start. I get 2 of them because I'm high enough level, so 1 of them hit.
All right, and
Uh,
I finished.
yeah, I just realized my dice color reset. No, travesty.
No, you guys
Genesis,
are
I need a
ugly.
20-sider, please.
In chat or in the tower?
Just in the tower. I mean, just in chat. It's fine, doesn't matter.
Oh, too
All right.
late.
Yeah, too late. Okay. Calendar. Due date is the 19th. Holy shnikes. It's still going on. All right, yeah, she has a special magic thing happening to her till the 25th of this month, so it's another week. All right, so just checking to see if something had worn off. Correct,
That's
you
ominous as
went,
heck.
and it is now its turn.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so this thing grabs Tusk.
Oh, that's no good.
It does that first as it grabs him, picks him up.
Hmm.
And throws him at Genesis.
Hello?
Oof.
Tusk, go ahead and give me a 12-sider.
Alrighty.
All right, so you end up on this side. But first, creature must succeed on a saving throw. So let's see how dexterous Genesis is feeling tonight.
Did it just?
She
Okay.
succeeded,
Yes.
and he jumped out of the way. So you were not knocked prone, Genesis, nor
She's
do
just
you
kinda,
take 10,
she's
20,
just
30.
kinda shocked that, he managed to just throw Tusk. Like, hello?
Tusk is pretty big.
That's a pretty big cannonball.
So he throws Tusk. Genesis ducks out of the way and he slams into the wall, taking 3d8 damage. And you are knocked prone, Tusk. So let me add that to you.
All right.
It's a pity he landed next to the healer. He's not getting any heals.
All right, so that is its 2 attacks. So it sort of looks down at Kithri, so it tilts its head a little bit.
That's
Slightly
not
less
scary
effective
at all.
cannonball.
A slightly smaller, or okay, a lot smaller of a cannonball. Wow.
More
You
like
can really get precision.
baseball.
All right, and Tusk gave me one more percentile. I'm going to see there's 10%
All right.
chance he dropped
A
his
ping
thing.
pong ball.
Nope.
Veritably.
All right, so you are able to hold on to your axe as this thing flings you across the room and you slam into the wall.
How are you feeling?
Kithri,
How does it feel to fly?
That one hurt a lot more than the last one.
you
Okay,
are
well,
alone with this
I
thing.
know. It sucks.
Don't mind if Tusk takes a little bit to get his bearings. I think he was really thrown for a loop there.
Let
Nice.
me see if I can turn my sneak attack off. I cannot. Sven, can you turn my sneak attack off for me, please?
Off, it's automatic, so it shouldn't trigger because you don't have unless you for some reason get advantage on your attack. All right, it didn't. I'm sorry. All right, clear,
She
close.
tried.
I tried.
You did. Yeah, that's my bad.
14 damage.
14 damage. Yep.
And I'm not really fixing to get yeeted today, so let's hide back here.
God, Edith, thank God you won't get away.
No, thank you. Okay, I'm gonna probably bonus action hide. Would you like me to throw my stealth in the tower?
Okay, go for it.
Alrighty, I think that'll be my turn.
All right. Well, perception is not this thing's strong suit.
I'm assuming I rolled poorly.
But he
All right. So
probably
Tusk,
wasn't.
as you're sort of you're shaking your head, trying to figure out what's going on. Genesis is towering over you, and you're looking around.
As I stand up, which I'm going to use half my movement to stand up from prone, if you could take that off me, I'm going to, kind of a little mad by how easily he tossed me, I'm going to use my bonus action to go into a rage, which I'm going to apply real quick.
Error.
Turn that off.
Vision light test. All right. Hold on just a second. Is client.
And he poofs out of existence.
All right. Go ahead.
All right. I'll then use my remaining 20 feet of movement. Move there and attack him again. This time going into a rage and kind of yelling as I do my usual reckless Grey Weapon Master attack.
Is client Fantasy Ground Unity Vision Light Test. Token Lua.
And on that hit, I'm just going to use my ferocious assault ability, just add a little extra damage. Because he has hurt me and or an ally. Okay.
Open
Then give it another whack.
lighting. Let's see. You
Nice.
token light.
And
Token vision.
yeah, and then I will stand my ground now. This time he kind of runs up, kind of yelling. He kind of buries his axe into the seam, one of the seams at like his side, and just kind of like buries it in before reeling it back, then bringing it back down on the same area to just kind of drive it even deeper in. The thunder kind of crackling off and just into the wound as he does so. Yeah.
All right, Genesis.
Wow. Well, I think Jen really does not want to become a cannonball today. So, she's just gonna, kind of try to keep that pit in between her and the flesh golem. I think that is a good idea. Um. Uh. Yeah, she's just gonna do a little bit of a guiding bolt. So, she already has her flute out, so she is casting magic. Um. So I think it's like somewhat similar to the way that she plays Dissonant Whispers, except it's more like a whistling, and the whistling kind of gives the sound effect as the bolt kind of just whizzes through the air. Um, and that's a crit, baby.
Nice.
As I gotta pause for a second to use this cool new emote on Sven's channel. Wow. Anyway, he's having us roll a lot of dice, and it is I'm done doing a concern. But you know what? I think she's just content staying on the other side of the pit. So that's her turn. She's not moving.
All right, so this thing is sort of as Tusk comes running back up, like, reaches out for him again.
Yep.
He's trying to play catch.
He does not see Kithri, so he's going to try again to hit Genesis. Tusk, give me a 12-sider.
Yep.
Oh my goodness. crazy. Tusk, I'm gonna need you to be next to him so I can do big damage.
And you succeed again, Genesis. This time you're sort of expecting it.
Yep.
I need a percentile Tusk. And this is not slow.
Uh,
This is very fast. As this thing runs up,
yeah.
it's blindingly fast, especially for its size. And before he even realizes what's happening, he's flying back through the air again, slamming up against the wall. You rolled a 7 this time, so you are on this side, and that slams the secret door shut.
Bye,
Bye,
Greg.
Greg.
Oh.
He's trying to play catch with Genesis, but if he was doing it with Kithri, he'd just be bowling. Knock over the boxes on the way.
Actually,
I mean, I don't know. When's the last time Tusk was lifted? I mean, I guess he's being yeeted, but still.
He's getting
I
yeeted.
I
imagine.
mean, I was lifted by magic in the last fight.
Oh, I guess. Technically,
Well,
your
Well,
axe
yeah,
was
it was.
not
Yeah, I
you.
was gonna say that.
You know, technicalities.
He
He was
just
in
kind
the
of
air.
played Quidditch on his axe. Like, come on, guys. It's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, he needs an immovable rod. Although that would be almost as painful. All of a sudden, to enact an immovable rod as he's being chucked.
How to dislocate
Yeah.
your arm.
Right?
Yeah.
Prone. And is actually going to. Let me look at the. I'm sorry. I know I clicked next, but hold on just a second. Correct. Let me. I forgot to. It can still move. It is not intelligent. 10. 20. All right, so it's going to move up, and so there's rubble and gravel and stuff in this thing, and his feet may sink a little bit, but it's walkable, the surface he's walking on, and it's able to support his weight.
Hmm.
All right,
Jen
now
really
you can
wanted
go,
that hit
Crick.
to be more of a hazard.
I'll try to open the door.
Is this swing out or in?
All right, let me push you roll. All right, so you're able to Tusk. You feel yourself getting shoved a little bit as you're trying to scramble up again as
Yeah.
he opens the door.
And it's now 10 feet from you.
Oh, cool.
Hi, Crack.
Now Tusk is prone, so
Yeah.
for the moment you won't have any kind of disadvantage or minus to hit if you're doing that kind of range attack.
You know what? I should use this cantrip more, and I'm going to. I want to step into here and use shocking grasp on him.
Hey, nice.
All right, so legally you're stepping through Tusk Square and over, and that's fine.
Okay, so that's 10 feet. So 15 feet of movement so far, right?
Yes, because you stepped forward, you were in the corner. Yep.
Okay, well, shocking grasp time.
This is gonna be awesome.
Why did I get advantage?
From Jen's spell.
Yes.
Oh,
Guiding bolt.
nice.
She, yeah.
And you can't take reactions.
All right, so you have to
So I
use.
will step back.
Go ahead and give me this.
No, is he stunned? Or whatever it is.
Using 12. All right, so you notice that as your electricity goes, it is pretty messed up. There's lots of slashes across it, several deep cuts, smaller cuts, and you notice that as you touch it and your electricity zaps through it, one of the wounds close to it heals up.
Oh,
It's okay, no one else
Feeling
saw
like Craig
that.
does more healing magic than John does.
All right, and as you step back, I want to check one thing.
Gosh, I do forget how nice Shocking Grasp is. That can't take reactions thing is pretty good for running away.
I'm going to take it off you for a moment. All right, so it does not have reach, which means as you step out of touch square, it tries to hit you.
It can't take reactions though.
And Shocking Grasp does not work against him, but he missed.
I mean, I probably would still step back because he thinks it works, but it doesn't. So he's kind of leaving before you realize.
All right, so as it tries to grab at you, and you're able to, surprisingly jump out of the way. Are you doing anything else?
I can't really, so no.
All right, top of next round is you again. So you're like, ah! This thing tries to grab you, and you spin around. Got your adrenaline pumping, so you're ready to go.
I guess, well, seeing that electricity heals it, I guess I'll throw another Eldritch Blast at it.
Well, if you pump so much electricity into it, it'll probably overload it. So
Yeah,
like
I don't want
lightning
to take
bolts or
that
something.
risk. Well, Tusk is right in front of me.
I mean, that's
He
how it
can
works in
take it, but
anime,
like,
obviously. God.
Yeah, guys, haven't you ever overcharged your phones or something? Like, come on.
good rolls this time. Good rolls.
All right, and that is enough. As this thing slams, these two bolts go slamming into it. It sort of tilts its head a little bit, and then slowly slumps down, collapses
I,
in a heap.
I would like to note that in D&D time, we killed this thing in 18 seconds.
And Tusk flew twice in
Yeah.
18 seconds.
Yeah.
Somebody should probably check him for concussions, right?
All right, and with that, you guys are sort of looking around. Again, adrenaline's pumping, but this thing is not moving. What would you like to do?
As kind of Tusk stands up and starts to come out of his rage. Um, do I'm just gonna adjust that real quick.
Enough with these problems. Oh, let me unlock the
Nope. Thank you.
tokens.
Oop. You'll cast out of the way for Krek, having Krek already walked over him twice as he was trying to deal with this creature.
Yeah, he made sure to step directly on him and not like around him. But
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's
Tail
that.
slaps him in the face.
That thing was very obviously kept here, put here. Might have been guarding something, or whether it be one of the crates, or maybe a secret. Githary, you think you can possibly find what that might be, if anything?
I mean,
Githary?
I can look.
Githary? Where'd
I'm
you go?
so sorry. I was just
As
attacked
he
by a
looks
dog.
not.
Can you repeat what you said?
He basically says he thinks that it was guarding something. If because he thinks like it looks obviously like it's put in the room, so it might be guarding something, whether it's a secret or one chest or something.
Or it's just
And asked
stored in
Kithri
here.
if she could possibly look into it, and then start asking for where she was because she couldn't see her because she was hiding.
She didn't
He
hide that
starts
well.
talking to Kithria and then he realizes that he does not know where she is.
Oh no, the big creature fell on her. No.
Oh no, she sank into the rubble. We gotta dig her out.
Yeah, no. And then he'll probably just like take a moment to feel the new bruises he has from impacting the walls and from when the creature grabbed him.
Yoin.
Nursing his already really badly bruised shoulder from the fight with the hill giants. Yeah, while ago.
Okay, we did sleep since then.
Yeah, and
We
hill
get
giant got
all
a
better.
crit on him with a giant club.
Meanwhile, Jen takes a second to check Tusk for a concussion.
Okay, yes, I am investigating the entire room, and I will move around to every square if you would like me to, but I'm looking.
All right, what are you looking for?
Like anything where, say, for example, valuables could be hidden. Any other hatches or doors on the floor, walls, or ceiling. Probably also keeping an eye out for traps in general, but mostly looking for things that might first be missed when you glance around the room.
All right, so you're not looking through the goods, you're looking at the actual walls and floors and stuff, okay?
Yeah. I mean, I figured Tusks or Genesis or Crack could look in the crates or whatever.
All right, so give me 1, 2, 3, 4. Give me 5 investigation checks in the
Cool.
tower. All right, so you do see that close to behind the crates that you're standing next to, the barrel and the crate, you see that the barrel and the crate are full of blankets and rough cloth, so they're very light, easy to move around. And you've notice that they're very worn. They've been moved a lot, so you have a feeling that there's probably something behind them.
Okay. Like here?
Correct.
So she'll probably request Tusk help her, but Nick is not here for the moment, so.
You don't need him to. They're that light. You can
Okay.
slide them across, move yourself.
She just likes him doing the heavy lifting for her because
And the
travel's
not so
hard
heavy
thing.
lifting, I see.
But I guess she'll do it on her own.
Oh, the humanity.
It's so horrible.
All right. So as you move aside, you do see that there is, it's pretty well hidden, but you do see that there is a secret door there.
Okay. Well, I will check it and see if it's trapped or
Give me
if it's
an
locked.
investigation check in the tower. You see there's a tripwire there.
Okay. Can I
Now immediately
disable
set
it
off the
before I try opening the door?
You notice that there are a couple small recesses in the wall and a couple scorch marks on the floor and walls.
And what can I deduce from that information? Are they using some sort of...
Give me one more investigation check.
Oh, the investigation check.
All right, so because of halfling luck,
Roll again.
you realize that no, it does it for you automatically.
Oh, okay.
That this is probably too obvious and too easy to disarm. So it's probably something else you haven't seen.
Okay.
So give me a perception check. Again, because of halfling luck.
Oh my gosh.
The universe wants Kithri to fail, but Kithri refuses.
So you don't see anything, but then as you shift back, your coin pouch shifts and a couple coins fall out. So you reach down and grab them, and you realize, oh, wait a minute. One of these tiles is slightly lower than the others and a bit discolored. So you could probably wedge in some sort of iron spike or other object under it to prevent it from activating.
Okay. Well, I will do that.
Or you can just step on it and see what happens.
I mean, I'm a little curious, but that's something she would ask Tuss to do, not do herself. So she'll wedge something under it for now. Don't worry, Tusk. She appreciates you. That's why she thinks she can use you as a meat shield.
Yeah.
Apparently, he makes a pretty good football too.
Not that Kithri could use him like one.
Oh no, other uses, weighted blanket.
All right, and there you go. You're able to open the door, and it's 10 feet wide.
Okay, so she looks back at Tuss. She's like, I opened the door, and she points out the pressure plate. Probably shouldn't step on that.
I'll keep that in mind.
Cause she stuck a wedge in it, but Tusk is pretty heavy, and
As soon as he steps on it, the wedge kind of flings out.
and Kithri's not that strong. She could only wedge it in there so well.
Well, what you find beyond? As he kind
I don't
of
know.
walks over. Tusk will like step forward to kind of look in the room that she's revealed, being careful to avoid what she pointed out.
All right, so you see there's a large hole in the ground and some ropes going down into it. Looks sort of like a well from the apparatus you're seeing hanging down from the ceiling, but much bigger. And you don't see any buckets or anything.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there looks like there's a hole in here leading downward with ropes and everything. You'll kind of turn back and tell everyone that.
So in the meantime, let's go back for a minute. Do a little Scooby-Doo time travel.
Mhm.
While Kithri was searching the rest of the room, what were the rest of you doing? And are you going to do anything with the walls of the crate?
Yeah, I think because they quite literally flew right at her, Jen is going to kind of go up and inspect, like, I don't know, like the construction of the pallet, how it was like set up to fall apart, like basically like seeing like like how well it was made, and like if it was like used before and like reset and like replaced, or like if this was like the first time that the flesh golem was let loose upon society. And she's familiar with woodworking stuff, so like, yeah.
Mhm.
Oh no, I'm bad
And
at
you would
that spell.
have, I'm sorry, I forgot to click it, so let me do it one more time.
And while she's doing that, Tusk would be going around and looking in the various crates.
You would have advantage because of your woodworking profession. And this time it went, for goodness sakes. All right, so you're able to see that this basically was just very loosely nailed, so it could easily be pushed. You could probably push it yourself open. There's no roof, there is no back, just the three walls, and they can be set back up, and it has been used multiple times.
Okay, well, probably won't be used again, so.
Are you guys going to do anything with these walls, or just leave them where they lay?
Uh,
We just set them back up just for fun.
I don't know. It's not bothering him, so Tusk would leave them unless someone would help moving them.
All right, and
But
Crack, what are you doing?
I don't know.
Note that nobody has really actually like searched through the barrels and stuff.
Guess
yeah.
I could. Sorry, I'm a bit out of it. I'm really tired.
Don't worry about it, my dude.
All right, so what are you going to be
Well,
doing? You said,
yeah.
I guess I could, but could do what?
Look through the barrels and crates and stuff. Or I thought Kithri already did that though, unless I'm going
No,
crazy.
No,
she
she
did
was
not.
looking at the walls.
She
Oh,
happened to
okay.
move the two that were blocking the secret door because they were just full of blankets and cloth, and were very light. But the rest of the stuff here, the one to the south, is all right. So the ones in the south, you notice there's each of the crates and the barrels have a marking for a different trading company. So, what is your intelligence?
Me, intelligence is 16.
All right, yeah. So you're able to determine these were stolen, and as you crack them open and look at them, you see this average quality shields and tents in the larger one, and some dried rations in the barrels. And these barrels up here also have dried rations.
Cool.
All right.
All right, and Tusk, what were you doing before Kithri called you over?
He would have helped Crack look the barrels. After kind of checking his bruises and such. Yeah, or not really doing much.
Okay. All right. So the secret door opens. This you see that these doors open inward toward the room that you just walked into,
Mhm.
and you can tell that there are drag marks and such, that these crates and barrels and stuff came from this hole in the floor and were
Mhm.
moved into here.
Dun, dun,
All right.
dun.
I think who's ever behind this might be down this hole. However, before we go down, I think I'd like to check out that last door from the temple temple area with the big crack before we go down. If that's all right with you guys.
Doesn't seem like the worst idea.
All right, so you're gonna leave and head back again. What are you gonna do with the door and stuff?
Um, Guthrie, you mind closing this in case someone pops their head out of the hole while we're checking the other room?
All over here.
Yeah. Yeah. The only hole.
Hmm.
Thank you. Can't really do much about this room with the dead thing, but we shouldn't be gone long.
Oh, I guess we could put it back in the box if we wanted to.
Yeah, we could, but I don't really want to move that thing.
What, you don't want to try throwing it back?
Hmm.
I'm sure it'll be fine, or it is for now at least. We shouldn't be gone long. It's uh, just ask her to close the doors on the off chance someone poked their head out. But if they came in here, they'd probably be obvious that there was a fight, even if we did put it back in the box.
That's
I don't know.
fair.
All right. Yeah, the little tusk shape impressions in the wall.
Yeah,
Hmm.
kind of wildly coyote it a little bit. Nah.
Jen's just glad there's no tusk-shaped impressions in her.
Yeah, so it ruined my fun. And Craig wasn't in the room. Craig was a perfect target,
Yeah.
and
Hmm.
you would have both taken the same amount of damage as you slammed into each other, slammed into the wall. Anyway,
Yeah.
it is 8:30. Let's take a quick break. I'll see you
Okay.
guys back at 8:45, if not a couple minutes before. Those of you on the stream, see you back at 8:45. just happened?
Mhm.
Alrighty, we are back and ready to rock and roll. Don't forget, if you're watching this on YouTube, first of all, thank you. I appreciate you. Second of all, come join us live Wednesdays, 7 to 10. If you watch live, there are Svenzone particles, things that you earn just by watching. They are completely free, and you can use them to help the party or hinder the monsters, or vice versa. Nothing that says you can't heal a monster if you want. And you can also use it to make me do different stuff. Don't forget you can subscribe if you have an Amazon for free, if you're part of Amazon Prime. Um, check out the links below for other stuff and my schedule. So let us get back into the action with our players have just discovered a secret hole in the floor, which they've wandered off from and are now getting ready to walk out of this door after defeating this terrible flesh golem thing.
I kept yeeting Tusk. That was fun.
Yep. Actually, it was kind of fun fight.
It's
All
like,
right.
Don't get
you
you
know, the
don't
way
doesn't
that
happen
like
a lot.
children love to be like thrown or spun or whatever.
Uh,
Like I imagine that Tusk just never got that. And so like he's
Probably
like
not.
getting like, I don't know.
In
It
pain,
probably
but
felt
also
good.
I mean, it fits Tusk. The method fits, I guess.
And
Yeah,
as you
he'll.
guys are getting ready to leave, Genesis and probably Kithri especially, you would both notice that above this hole where the dead golem is, in the ceiling, looks like there used to be an apparatus similar to the one in the hole in the other room. That there's a place for it to be up in the ceiling. That's no longer there. All right, so Tusk has wandered off. What else are you guys? What are
Alright.
the rest of you guys doing?
Following after him because we said we were going to.
you
Jen
come in
casts a
quick.
quick prestidigitation to unsoggy her boots.
All right, and Logan, are you back?
Said he's
Yeah,
back. He
I
back.
did the
All
AFK
right.
thing.
If you want to go ahead and follow behind, are you guys gonna leave that secret door open?
I should probably close it.
I don't know if you guys can as players, secret doors. So there you go. Normal doors you can, but I don't know if you can as players. All right, let me check something while you're doing that. Oh yeah. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, so you guys are now in the room where you see that the corpses are still there. You do see that one of the hill giants drink has been partially drugged into the crevasse, and looks like most of his lower legs are gone.
Dra- Dragon 2 by the Grell?
You're not sure.
Huh.
The torches are not lit. They have long since gone out.
Tuss is just like assuming that's probably what it was, the grill, and just keeps walking towards the other door.
You know, I think Jen also assumes it was the Grell. You know. Actually, does she know anything about like the diets of Grell? Like, has she heard anything about that before?
Oh, they were off. Okay, that's weird. No, you had done a search. You had done a check last time you were in here, and you did not remember much about them at the time.
Okay.
You did see them attack Tusk and Crick, so you presume they're, and from these large beaks that they have, that you can see, it looks like they're at least omnivores, if not pure carnivores.
Yeah.
Well,
But they are aberrations, so you don't know. They're not really natural creatures. All right.
I think Tuss, not thinking about it, is going to just try and open the door as he gets to it.
Jen regrets getting close.
All right. You should be able to.
Okay. So just
I
kind of
don't
open
care if
up
he
both
hasn't
doors as he
found
goes.
anything yet. She just immediately regrets it because like he obviously was going to open both of them.
Yeah.
Just hold on a second. Let me widen this.
Yeah, that's a.
Stop it. All right. It was being weird. So.
No. Walk on in.
All right. All right. So you see what you see. There's a hallway with some bunch of doors.
I feel like it's at this point really. Oh wait. Kid 3, would you like to check the remaining doors? As he kind of like turns back, realizing he just straight walked through a door.
She can indeed. And I
Jen,
will also be checking the floor before I walk through it because I don't know, this hallway is kind of long and ominous and I don't like it.
All right. Give me a perception check in the tower.
Whereas before Genesis was following right behind Tusk, when he looks back to look at Kithri, he notices that she's been hanging back a little bit. You know, no offense, just.
Just grabbing my. There it goes. I'm grabbing my reference manual here.
Mhm.
All right.
Yeah.
You do not see anything in this section of the hallway. Pretty clear, pretty certain that there's nothing behind on the doors that you just came through, or in the first 10 feet at least, and the several up to the next doors. You think is pretty clear.
Okay.
No.
He's being very specific about the distances, which makes me immediately think that there are, in fact, traps.
Or it's just Sven being Sven and messing with us again.
Yeah,
That
like how I
too, there's
was
that.
I just happened to not be in the space that he wanted me to be in to check for a secret door.
Okay, to be fair,
Well,
you did specifically say that you were checking where the water was coming from and not the end of the hallway.
Oh yeah,
So
I
like,
guess.
yeah, that's on you.
I do get that one.
Okay. Are these doors trapped or locked?
They do not appear to be either.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna slowly open this one.
All right, you should be able to.
Sleeping quarters. I'm gonna let Tusk.
They don't have quarters in this world, so they'd probably be electron pieces.
Ah,
Mhm. Mhm.
I will continue checking as I move down the hallway to the next set of doors. Would you like
All
me
right,
to
what are you
make a
doing
roll?
with the door?
I'll leave it open. Someone else can close it.
All right, give me just a moment.
It's fine, I redeemed the cat. So, he's grabbing the cat.
Mm.
It is well worth my points.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
It is well worth my points to make him spend time with the cat. And I'll do it again.
All right, so go ahead and give me another check in a tower. There is the cat. She has redeemed Peter. Let me. My camera doesn't want to cooperate with her. Camera doesn't like Peter either, so there. Up a little bit. And there he is.
Me.
Everybody can say hi to the cat. He's not liking life. He keeps gaining weight. I think he's eating everybody's food. All the dogs and all the cats as well. There he is. All right. You must not have heard me. Go ahead and give me another roll. Investigation.
Okay.
While she's continuing that investigation, Tusk will kind of like poke his head into the room to kind of look in there for a second.
You do not see anything out of the ordinary in this section of the hallway.
Okay.
Did Kithri say this other door was clear?
Hmm?
Did you say that the other door was clear?
Yeah, it's unlocked. She opened the other one.
Real quick, Sven, is this like just two beds and what is this in the corner next to him? I can't quite tell what it is.
It is a small table.
Okay.
Oh, oh.
Hmm. And kind of shrugs. It should be clear.
Sorry, that was a short Peter today. That was a shorter Peter today than normal because he was just in a grumpy mood today. But he was busy watching the world go by outside the window in the living room, and I took him away. So you see that these rooms do look like they smell like body odor. Tusk, it smells like body odor from as you're looking in the room and stuff. It looks like there's some clothes strewn on the floor. The beds have been used. Genesis, you see this room is cleaner, um, while maybe not dressed and well made. The beds at least have their, the blankets have been pulled up over them. These look like small cots, just wooden frames with maybe hay or something. You can't really tell without looking at them closer. In them, with small rooms, raised up about a foot off the floor, so things can be put underneath them. And next to you is a small table that has been mostly cleaned. And you see on the floor is a little uh, inkwell, and you see some a wash basin and a pitcher and a couple mugs laid on the floor underneath.
Jen takes like just a moment to check under the bed to see if there's stuff stashed down there.
You see there is a book under one of them.
We're grabbing the book, baby.
It looks to be a journal.
Is it in a language she can read?
What languages do you speak?
Let me scroll down. Beast, Common, Dwarvish, Elvish, Orc, and Sylvan. And if it is not in one of those, I have a spell for that.
It is in a mixture of common and orcish.
Okay. Well, while everybody leaves her behind, Jen's going to spend a minute and try to read through the book, see what there is to see. You know what? You know what? Just because I'm gonna use my inspiration on that.
Oof.
Okay.
And I can re-roll it on my end, or you can send it back to me. Guys.
It's better.
Not really.
Kind of.
So you see a crude, and by crude I don't mean there it's sexually explicit. I mean it is poorly
Just
drawn.
bad.
It's like stick figure drawing of a helmeted person with a spear stabbing somebody with tusks. Um, and you skim through you've noticed that there are sketches and drawings throughout this whole thing. Some of them are more, uh, some of them are just quick like this, little like cartoony type things, illustrations. Others of them are, I like sketches of still life or different um, figures or people. Weapons, lots of weapons that have been drawn in there that he does pretty good. Um, but next to, you just read in the paragraph above it, you see
Ouch.
so it's been about 2 or 3 minutes. The rest of you notice that Genesis and her light are not there anymore. They're coming from the bottom room. Are you guys gonna keep going? Or are you gonna wait for her? What are you doing?
I'll wait.
Tuss was just waiting on, Kithri, and he's like, when she waits, you kind of like goes back and pokes his head. It's like, Jen, you all right in here?
Oh, sorry, just found a journal. Have you? And actually, because he's the only other one over here, that can read it. She's going to show the journal to Tusk. It's not ringing any bells, but have you heard the name Grun before? Or yeah, basically. Also, has Jen heard the name Grun before? That's another thing to ask.
I mean, does it ring any specific bells? If not, I actually have an idea of what to say.
No, neither one of you have
No.
recognized the name. It
Okay,
is
I
a
figured
common
it's in there.
orc
Yeah.
name. You may have heard it. There might have been somebody in your tribe that was named Grun, but
Yeah, that's like, yeah, that's like asking me if you've met someone named John. That's a human, or Jeff or Bob. It's common. I know at least two of them back in my tribe growing up.
Okay, that
Grung
explains
and
a
Grung
bit of
Jr.
it.
Don't ask me what happened to his dad. Anyways, yeah.
so Tusk, you see in common. Past again, you see the pictures. Some of them are almost cartoony and just illustrations.
Mm-hmm.
Others are very well drawn. Again, most of the time, the better drawn things are things like weapons, things that aren't moving, whereas the cartoons
Mm-hmm.
are more having to do with what happened that day or pictures and dreams or things. And then you do see another interesting thing that pops out at you, and this one is in common.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like he alternates days. He writes in English, in common one day, and then in Orcish the next.
All
And
right.
then we killed him. Dead.
Oops.
Probably. We'll see. Um. Yeah. Well. Yeah. But past the wrong thing. This might be something we want to maybe look into. Looks like they've been to the arena and have been going into the city. Hmm. Might be something we want to look into when we get out of here. And he'll hand the book back to her. But first, let's check the rest of these rooms. And he'll go back out into the hallway.
All right, and what are you doing with the journal?
Jen's gonna hold on to it.
Yeah, Tusk gave it back after he was done.
She's like, well, this is evidence now.
Evidence of us murdering. And she
Oh,
tells
Lord.
Tusk she doesn't see any other traps. Is this door below her locked?
No.
Okay.
And the only other thing of interest you find in this book
Hmm. I honestly, I was like really surprised that there actually was something under the bed. Like I was like, but now I'm just thinking of like Sven making the thing, and he's like, nobody's gonna check here. Watch, they're just gonna glance in the room and then walk back out. And
it's always a dice roll with you guys.
Mhm.
Sometimes you spend 45 minutes
Hmm.
in places, other places like here, you're just walking by, not even
Yeah.
barely looking in. So you never know.
Mhm.
I never know what to expect. So I either
Well, we'd
have
like
to
to keep you on
spoon
your
feed it to
toes.
you or just sigh and let it go.
he's like, if anybody even like looks deeper into this room, I'm giving them this.
While Kithri's kind of looking at the one door, Tusk kind of goes up and opens the other.
All right. Kithri,
Hmm.
Tusk, this room is almost an exact. You sort of have to look back down the hall where Genesis is to make sure that you actually moved because it looks like it's the exact same room. Messy, clothes strewn here and there. Smells like body odor.
Guthrie might look a little closer in here since Genesis found something in the other room. Oh.
Give me just a second. It is there. It's a little hard to see because of the color, but
Mhm.
do you see the pointer?
Yeah. Hmm. Honestly.
It's rather small.
Uh,
Dude, I'm so curious. You're either gonna have to say it or we're gonna check it out on our own.
no.
Tusk kind of starts walking up the double doors.
All right, so you just shut the door and walked away, Kithri?
Hmm.
What? Meanwhile, Jen decides that she's going to glance under the beds of all of these rooms.
All right, so where are you going, Genesis? While all this is happening, Craig, are you doing anything in particular?
Just keeping an eye out, I guess.
Campaign
So not really, no.
modules. That's interesting. Tokens. All right, so as I mentioned before, what did I spell it wrong? Hold on. There it is. It's almost impossible to multitask because of my stupid push to talk. One of these years I'm gonna have to change it. But there we go. All right. As I mentioned, this room stinks. The other room down below did not. Um, it's clear that, and you're guessing from the journal and things before. Maybe this is where the hobgoblins were living. Maybe even the goblins might have been might be living here. From the clothes, it's a little hard to tell. The As you look at the boots, you realize they are smaller boots, so it's probably uh, goblins that live in here. You can also tell that there's probably 4 of them living in this room. Um, but other than that, and the random hidden piece of fruit or dried meat, there doesn't seem to
Ugh.
be anything of value in here.
Okay. And with that, she steps back out in the hallway and closes the door so the smell stops coming out. Are any of you guys doing anything while Jen is checking out the rooms, or should I just keep going?
No, Kithu's just
Well,
leaned up against the wall with her arms folded, waiting either for Tuss to open the door to the next room or like us to finish up here.
like Tusk wakes for a second while like you go to check the first room, and then as you come back in the hallways, oh, she's done it, and then just opens the door unless someone stops him.
Well, to be fair, she is walking in your direction.
Yeah, exactly. um, Not hearing any naysayers, so he opens the door, or at least tries to.
And immediately
To
it
find
gets
it's locked.
closed because you didn't check for traps.
Well, maybe.
So you are correct. Is locked.
Kithu
No, I'm
can
Tier
pretty sure
three is
that's
the door's
not
locked.
crack.
I mean, I appreciate you that you asked me instead of just breaking it down.
That's what we call character development.
Sven, does anything happen from my strength check?
Can I? Oh, sorry. Yep. We'll hear about the strength.
All right, so it's you try the door, it rattles loudly, and you realize it's not opening.
Yeah.
Well,
It's a vault door, guys.
Kithu will briefly check for traps because she's pretty sure if it was trapped, Tuss definitely would have already set it off. But she does look, like keeping that in mind, and then she will try to pick the lock. She gives him a dirty look with how loud he's being.
What?
So this is not a very difficult lock.
Ugh. I succeeded. You say it's not very difficult, but DC 15 is a decently high DC.
You rolled
You
a
have a
3.
plus
Not for you.
13.
Okay, yeah. But if it
You rolled
wasn't
a
me,
3.
If
For
it wasn't
anybody
for
else,
you, I wouldn't have said it was an easy lock.
Yeah.
nobody else is even proficient in thieves' tools. Like, come on.
So yes, you were able to unlock the door.
she gestures to Tess so he can try the door again.
And he tries to open the door.
All right, give me just a moment.
Okay.
As he sets up the new encounter.
As a double wide lightning bolt goes down the hallway.
Is that not?
It would have been only one lightning bolt, but Tusk definitely opened both doors.
Yeah.
He has to make his grand entrance.
Stealth is not his thing. He has a flair for the dramatics.
All right, and Nick, would you read that for me?
A fine wooden table rests in the center of this room, reflecting the flickering lights from the fireplace right behind it. Two old suits of armor stand in the corners of this well-adorned chamber.
Thank you. I was just getting things fixed. The armor was facing the wrong way, and it was annoying me. All right, so sitting behind the desk is a tiefling. And
By the way, Dad, we can kind of see through the walls.
I don't know what you're talking about.
oh, okay, hold on. That's odd. I noticed the line of sight was off. Another room too that I had to fix, and I hadn't caught up with chat yet. Give me just a second. Aha. Okay, well, I have determined why. I have discovered why. Let me fix it. All right. So, one last thing. All right, next to magic fasting fantasy rounds. I was able to fix it fairly quickly. All right, so behind this desk, you see a tiefling. He is red-skinned, wearing sort of like a silk shirt, white silk shirt. Lots of papers on his desk. He's currently cannot see. He has one hand on sort of resting, gripping some sort of mug. Do not see his right hand, and he's sort of watching. As you open the door, he's staring right at you because you were not silent and you did not
Nope.
knock. You just picked the lock and came in. And he sort of cocks his head. Oh, hold on. Please tell me you don't show up. Good. I do not remember there being any halflings in our ranks.
Tusk kind of steps in the room, if
Yeah.
possible. As like he says this, and it's like, and there weren't. Who are you?
Why, I am Therat. And who are you?
Tusk, mind telling me what you and your friends, as he kind of like gestures down the hallway, past our group, we're doing down here
All right,
under
Kithri, what are you
Nashkel?
doing?
Um, uh, she'll probably stay right here. She's not getting any closer. When Tuss like tells the guy his name, she gets kind of nervous. Like, I don't know. It's reminding me of the like I don't know. When he's like, and what is your name? I was just reminded of like Fae encounters and whatnot, and how you're not
Okay,
supposed to.
but
It's
the Fae do ask if they can have your name.
okay. Either way, she's good at a distance. A distance is fine.
Correct, what are you doing?
Just being wary, I guess. I don't know.
Genesis?
Jenna is moving closer. Like, I think, like, if she'd been, like, closer to the front of the group, like, maybe she would have tried to, like, bluff her way of, like, oh, yeah, we're new recruits or whatever. Or, like, we've heard, like, good tales of whatever. But, uh, that, it's a little late now. So she's going to, scoot up and, I think she's going to scoot up a little bit more. Uh, and stand next to Kithri, and try to get a feel off of this guy. Or actually, no, she's gonna stand behind Kithri because she will not be able to see through Tusk. So,
I'm sorry, there's a H.
Therrat.
And Genesis, if you're going to cop a feel from this guy, you're going to have to be a lot closer.
okay. In
Um,
that case, she's going to like brush past Kithri.
no, I was making a joke. You said you're trying to get a feel from this guy,
I mean,
and I said if you're going to cop a feel from this guy, anyway. Um,
oh, it's okay. I'm just tired. It's fine, guys.
Oh.
all right. So Tusk, you say,
Uh,
do you mind telling us what you're doing here?
yeah,
And
basically.
he says, well, actually, I do mind. It is clear, with your dragonborn friend and a bard, perhaps, clearly too well armored to be an escort. You must fancy yourselves as adventurers. And he disappears. Roll for initiative.
Well, that's fun.
Oof. 3-4.
Ouch! With advantage.
Us just there talking.
Oof.
Mhm.
Oh,
Well, you reroll ones.
yeah. Apparently, that's been very useful tonight.
Yes, that has been very useful tonight. If I had Sirenscape, um, I there's a way to set up a sound effect, so it does like a one of my DMs has the Newman laugh, not Newman, but the kid laugh from Simpsons. Ha ha ha. Every time it does it, and so you know, you hear that sound, somebody failed their roll, got a one. Um, and it works even when it's the die is from the dice tower. Anyway, cool. All right, just making sure my stuff in the chat looks good. It does. Okay, so Kithri, what would you like to do?
Okay. So he was here. Can you explain to me again what happened?
Tess asks him a question. Says, "Do you mind telling us this?" He says, "Yes, I do mind."
Mood.
And
Yeah, basically asked what he was doing here under Nashkel,
Mm,
and yeah, disappeared.
disappeared.
mm. Well, I actually have spell slots, don't I? Mm.
Like disappeared from Kithri's vision as well, because she has the earplugs in, right?
Yeah, she should.
Well, at the very least, maybe
I
he's not moving.
assume that normally they're out of range of the earplugs because 99% of the time they are.
He is within 40 feet.
Well,
Or
maybe he's
No,
not touching
no,
anything.
no. I just mean like they're doing something to not be picked up by the earplugs. We do have those in.
Mhm.
Do I feel anything, Sven?
Are you going to wait your turn?
What do you mean?
He has. It's been less than 2 breaths since he disappeared.
Hmm.
So no, you don't
Okay.
feel anything in that short amount of time. It just means he hasn't moved, if he moved, and he's didn't teleport.
Okay. Well, I will hold my action to, I think, attack with Mage Bane if something gets within 5 feet of Tusk.
uh
Or
Okay.
not something, an
please.
enemy, not a party member. Anything excluding my party members.
Thank you for specifying, because Spen absolutely would have taken
Okay.
you at word.
Okay, it's fine.
Mhm.
I think he was really looking forward for Kithri slashing out at Jen as she stepped forward.
She's using her mage bane.
Goes to just
Okay.
like release the bowl
Whacking
and instead
something
just like
at
whack him. Yeah.
Hitting her with
going
a
straight
rock.
for the kneecaps.
All
Okay.
right, so you do see the chair slide back.
Who is you?
Probably all of us.
Everybody except for maybe Craig may not have seen it, but um, the three of you in front definitely would.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and Kithri, go ahead and make your attack.
Will you target him for me?
I will. Go ahead and just roll your
Okay.
normal attack.
That is not the right one. Ignore that. Wow.
Oof.
All right,
Well,
so Tusk
I want to
might.
use inspiration on that.
Okay,
Sorry.
go ahead.
I'm not gonna use it any other time. I usually don't. Wow.
Gosh. The dice gods are like, well, not giving her any more nat ones, but you are being punished for your hubris.
All right, so Tusk, Kithri, you see Kithri sort of tilts her head a little bit, and then all of a sudden she whips Mage Bane, and it goes the bullet goes flying past you.
And
Go ahead
I
and roll your
will
damage.
mention that. Holy crap. Mage Bane has an effect on it. I'm opening it up. A creature has disadvantage at Constitution saving throws to maintain concentration when dealt damage from this weapon. So,
Okay.
there's that.
Oh, okay. I did not think this spell was concentration, but it is. Sort of defeats the purpose, but okay.
Oof.
All right, give me just a second. I'm trying to. Jen, actually, you're next. Um, Kithri, do you have any concentration spells?
What do you mean? Like,
Do you have any spells that use concentration?
maybe. Yes.
Actually, never mind. I don't think it'll work. So let me just do this. me see if this works. It does. Okay, good. All right. All right, so your bullet, your bullet shoots out and disappears.
Hmm.
Give me a roll. Okay, here it is. Like I couldn't find it. All right.
Ah, don't touch me, invisible person.
Yeah, I can. Which way? Okay.
Is she saying anything?
All right. I need to step away just for a second. It is a spousal emergency. I'll be right back.
Um,
All right, we are back. All right, so
Voodoo.
probably surprised that I could tell that he's there. Uh,
Oh no,
oh boy.
that's a lot of dice.
That's like the amount of dice that I roll.
Oof.
Is he a rogue too? I mean, immediately went for the invisibility, so it's possible.
Sven, why are you rolling d8s? Please.
A better
Uh.
rogue than you.
No, that was not what's supposed to happen. Hold on.
Woo.
As Kithri turns into a blob again. It's always her, though. Wait,
All right,
did we
so
just get...
the first, so the initial stab was right where your armor crease is, and then as he drove it in, it twisted the blade, and then yanked it back out, similar to what you do when you do your attacks.
Hmm.
And then you take a deep breath and sort of shift to um, get into a defensive mode, and it just blinding headache, and your muscles tense up for a moment as you feel this poison just rack your body.
Oh
Mm-hmm.
All right, and Genesis, this is your turn.
So, does Kithri say anything? Or, like,
Well,
look
you see her
invisible?
react as she's like, "Don't hit me, you invisible person." I know it's a
Hmm.
terrible Ashley impression, but and then he's like, "Ha!" And then all of a sudden, yeah, and she jerks, and then jerks again. As you see, as a healer, you can tell poison is being introduced into his system.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, question.
Oh, it should not be.
Dispel magic does not specify that you need to see or even know where the thing that you want to target is, as long as it is
Go ahead and
within
share it for
range.
me.
It is already in chat.
Interesting. Okay. All right, and give me an Arcana check in the tower.
Okay.
All right, so you know that this more than likely is some form, it's either like ethereal step or something like that, or just simply greater invisibility. If it is greater invisibility, you know that that is a 4th level spell. One could argue that it says choose one creature, and how if you can't see it, how could you choose it? But most of the time you are correct. It does specifically say that you can see. So I'll give it to
Mhm.
you. What would you like to do?
Yeah, she's. You
Also, with
know,
the Arcana you rolled, you know if it's some sort of magic item, it will temporarily dispel the magic, but probably won't dispel it completely. You might be able to activate it again if it's an item.
yeah. I was going back and forth because I'm like, this is like a 3rd level spell, and like I have another 3rd level spell, Spirit Guardians, that like actually works like does quite a bit of damage. And then I'm like, no, I think Tusk being able to hit this guy does a lot more damage. So we're gonna do Dispel Magic on the Tiefling to try to get him to not be invisible.
All right, so give me your roll. 10 plus the spell. I mean, your spellcasting ability.
So I'm just doing a Wisdom roll.
It's an ability check, yes.
You want that in the chat or in the tower?
It's straight in the chat.
Nope.
All right, so go ahead and burn your spell slot as you cast it
Can I use
into
Lucky
the
on
room.
that?
Say what?
Can I use Lucky on that?
As long as you have any left, sure. It's counts as a check.
You also have inspiration.
I no
No, she already
longer
used
have
it.
inspiration.
Oh, she did? Oh, never mind then. Sorry.
Ah! It was
Oof.
on the 15, guys.
Oof.
Ah,
Alright. We're just gonna
Luck
burn that
not be
3rd
with
level
you.
spell slot. Alright.
All right, do anything else?
Yeah, she's gonna swear under her breath.
All right, so pass the turn when you're ready. All right, so you cast your spell. You reach out into the weave, and you just don't feel anything. Craig, your go.
Okay, so the guy vanished, right?
Yes, and then you heard
Yeah.
Kithri react to being stabbed. You saw her attack something
Okay.
on the other side of
hmm
Tusk, and then she reacted.
I'll cast see invisibility, I guess.
Wow.
All right, so go ahead and burn the spell slot. Put the effect on. I need 20 siders from both of you,
Who is both?
Mantha and Craig. Genesis and Craig.
That's not a very good 27.
mm.
Okay.
Oh.
From where you are,
God, we're real good at this, huh?
you don't see him.
Mm.
Are you doing anything else?
so I don't see him. Move closer.
As he walked his face first.
I don't know.
All right, and go ahead and click next when you're ready. Tusk.
So as everything kind of goes around, Tusk just kind of like takes a moment to focus on his breathing and use second wind. My little semantic as to why he's going, so slow. And then he's going to take a guess and recklessly attack in the spot that's right below him in front of Kithri, because he
Okay.
saw her react to damage, and it's like, well, maybe he's here.
As he just
And
craves into
because
it.
is what he would do, he does. I am going to do, apply reckless. I realize I have the prone effect still on me. Huh. Sven, could you take that off? Thank you. Yeah. But since he's, what he assumes is a invisible target, that would typically be a disadvantage. So I'll just click that real quick to counterbalance that. And he rolls.
All right, you did not hit anything.
Feeling fairly confident in his swing, he'll then just attack the space that's just to the right of that.
Okay.
Just as he's kind of swinging around in the area right next to him, in front of his friends. So, point that area out. Not, I as the player, I'm not expecting to hit anything, but this is what Tusk would do. Yeah.
All right, and that is also a miss.
Yep. And that's his turn. As he recklessly just kind of swings in the area, trying to protect his friend.
All right, and as you're doing that,
It's there.
coming as a shock to no one in the room,
Yeah.
the armor suits start moving.
What? Crazy. Does this guy's armor just kind of gleam light in just a holy way or something?
No, it's just regular armor. That's
He's oddly
animated.
holy.
Ah, gotcha. It's like Swiss cheese.
Oh, okay. It's missing an E then.
All right, and the other one.
It's just chain armor. Obese.
How is armor obese?
Well, it's made probably for a knight that may have gotten a little chubby.
Well, yeah, but then the person would be obese, not the armor.
Don't be fat shaming the armor.
He doesn't get a
I-
lot of exercise in his position, okay?
He doesn't get much caloric intake either. Like,
Were you still raging?
Oh, oops. I still had the damage resist on, even though I'm not raging. I will take that off real quick. Sorry about that. I thought I took that off.
All right, so you took 6, so you take 7 more.
Mhm.
All right, and the top of the round, it is Tusk. You now have targets you can see, and
Yeah.
well, this is where we will leave it for the week. Thank you for playing with me, guys.
oh wow.
Yeah. Thanks for running.
So be on the
Yep.
lookout for some more of these interesting and new things for Fantasy Grounds. Like I said, the DM, those of us, especially on the
Mhm.
fly, who have to do stuff or just like messing around and making maps and things. Um, there have been a bunch of minor changes for that to make that easier. But player-wise is mostly just visual, not a whole lot of major changes as far as that goes. But there have been a lot of errata in D&D
Mhm.
that came out the last couple days, so that might also be part of it as well, because I know my 5e stuff took forever to load. So, anywho, thank you for playing with me, guys, and say goodbye to the chat.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for hanging out.
Hee
Mhm.
Like, subscribe, guys. Follow if you want to see what's going on, how they got here. Um, go to YouTube, check out the link there in chat, and whatever else you do, enjoy the rest of your day.